Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel, Brandy Janae's Bookshelf. So I decided to plan out my videos for the rest of October so that I could be prepared ahead of time. And of course, while doing that, I came across a problem for this week. I didn't know what I was going to post for my 2 videos in the week before my reading vlog went up. I came up with one for one of the days. However, the other day, because I'm trying to post Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, found out a video for Tuesday. However, for Thursday, I, for the life of me, could not think of something that would be like something quick and fun that I could just film right away. So I decided to kind of change it up a little bit since I have, extra time on my hands right now, and try to do a read with me / reading vlog for Aurora Burning by Amie Kaufman and Kristoff. This is the sequel to Aurora Burning, if you don't already know. So here's the thing, it's Monday. My video needs to go up by Thursday. So that means I technically have 3 days to read this and have the video done so I can edit it and upload it by 3 p.m. If not 3 p.m. then before, midnight on Thursday. It doesn't look that big, but this book is almost 500 pages. It's 495 pages. If I start today and to be able to finish it by Wednesday, I would need to read 165 pages a day, which is not a lot in a grand scheme of things, but I kind of want to read it physically. So that can kind of become a lot when I'm trying to read multiple other books, which if I do this, then I'll have a separate reading vlog for the entire week. This is going to be a project. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully it all works out so I can have that video up. It's a little ambitious, but we're gonna make it work. And if it really comes down to it, I do have credits on Audible. Obviously, if you're seeing this, it all worked out, but pray for me, wish me luck, whatever you want to do. Hey everyone, so it's Tuesday, I think. Yes, I did manage to finish up my section that I was trying to finish before the end of the day. I ended up being up way later than I wanted to, but I did finish the first 165 pages of Aurora Rising. So thoughts so far. Before I even start this, I forgot to mention it when I did the intro part of this video, but this video will contain spoilers because I will be going into my thoughts while reading this, and obviously I can't really go into detail if I don't give details. So if you haven't already read this and you care about spoilers, wait until after you read this, or I guess you could read along with me, because before I talk about each section, I will tell you where I am in the book. So I read the first 10 chapters plus this little section here, and I did end up listening to the audiobook, but once I was settled in for the night, I was following along in the book as I was listening to the audiobook. Things opened up already crazy. As you know, at the end of the first book, our characters are on the run, and opening up this book, we see them as they're trying to sell off their ship because they need to be stealthy with their getaway and trying to continue on with what they're trying to do. However, very quickly their faces are plastered over all pretty much the galactic news, saying they killed refugees that they were supposed to be going to help, and now that they're all wanted. Basically that causes a lot of issues, and I think pretty much this entire time we're watching them as they're trying to get off of this I don't know if it's a specific planet, but get out of this specific area that they're in space. It's really exciting, and I'm glad that they decided to open up the book with so much action, I guess, because going into the second book, you want lots of things going on. I think this book is going to be really interesting, mostly because in this broadcast, I can't even remember what he was, but the head of, I think, the Aurora Legion, or maybe just those forces in general, he condemned them publicly. But then Zila finds out that he sent them a secret message, a coded message, about going to a certain place to find materials that he has left for them. And it turns out that these materials were left for them before any of them had even enrolled into the school. The items that they picked up, they got keys to a ship that was waiting for them. And they found out that the ship, although it looks pretty old and crusty from the outside, it's actually really nice inside, and it's custom made, and it's pretty much everything that they would want inside of a ship. So, and then the ship is named Zero after Kat, who they lost by the end of the first book. As far as the items that they received along with the keys to the ship that they got, only one thing was explained so far. So Tyler got some boots. Zila got a pair of earrings. Scarlett got this little necklace thing with a little, it says choose plan B with a like gem on the other side. Finian got a ballpoint pen, and then Cal got a cigarillo case. And none of them know what the purpose of these items are, but they were specifically given to them. And by the end of this section, we find out what one of those items was for, maybe possibly two. Yeah, it was crazy. I'm probably gonna have to try to do updates more often, only because trying to talk about 165 pages worth of reading and a small little update is hard because a lot happened. We meet Cal's sister, who is crazy. Cal almost dies, but like I said, that special item, the cigarillo case that he got, actually saves his life. So we found out the purpose of that. So far, I'm enjoying it a lot, and I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this. As far as update on Aurora Burning, I am about halfway through today's section, so I figured I would do an update. It's getting kind of late, and I wanted to be able to have less to try to talk about. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but at the end of the last section that I was reading, the crew pretty much got captured by Cal's sister after they went to the Hadfield, which is the ship that Aurora was on, that that Tyler found her on. They went there to look for information on what happened to Ori, and why she was the only one left alive. And Cal's sister ends up catching up with them because she put a tracking device on their ship. They were being held hostage and trying to figure out how to get out of that. And of course, because something else always comes up, the GIA actually comes there. Squad 312, which is now down to 4 of the original people and then Ori, but they end up having to leave Tyler behind because GIA does catch up with him. He's gonna be hostage with them along with Cal's sister, I'm guessing, and the rest of them have gone off. They were able to get away, and they're going to try to continue their mission. Once again, things are nuts. It seems like anytime things start to settle down, then of course something else comes up, and they have to work their way through a whole bunch of new issues. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to end up reconnecting or somehow getting Tyler back to work with them because he's not dead. So I'm sure that he will be back with them by the time that this book ends. But I think it's at the point that I'm at, it's still like 2 chapters before he even gets a chapter. So I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work out. I am on part 3 of the book. I'm going to continue reading this, and most likely I will see you guys tomorrow with an update and then finishing the book as well. I think when I updated you guys before I went to bed last night, I was about halfway through the reading for yesterday. So I did end up continuing on, and I read a little bit past what I actually needed to for the day. I had just passed the part where Tyler and Sadie were captured by GIA, and the rest of Squad 312 had to leave without him in order to not have Ari caught by the GIA that have been taken over by the Raham. Not long after that, they go and find something that they were tracking. The information that they were able to get from the Hadfield that they went looking for had information on something that had to do with Ori, where she was found and everything like that. So they went searching for that, and they found this object. They couldn't really tell what it was, but of course Ori touches it and she collapses. So then we skip over to Ori, and she's in this other existence almost. It's called the Echo, and it's said to be a collection of memories from the Eshvarin, and she's there to get training to be able to use the weapon that's supposed to be able to kill off the Raham. But things aren't quite adding up. It turns out that they're wanting her to kind of get rid of anything that's connecting her to who she is as a person. So they want her to let go of her past, and then eventually we find out that they want her to let go of Cal as well, which is like, she's not supposed to be a person. She's just supposed to be a vessel, a trigger for the weapon, and after that she's not going to exist anymore. So they want her to just let it all go. Also, we do get to see Tyler and Sadie. We don't get to see a whole lot of them, but we do get to see bits and pieces of them. He's being tortured, and they torture Sadie too, and that ends up leading to them agreeing to work together to get out of the situation that they're in. This is a YA series, so I'm pretty sure that things are going to work out in the end. However, I know these two authors are ruthless, so I'm sure somebody else is bound to die or gets lost, or I don't know. But we already lost Kat, so I'm really hoping that they don't get rid of anybody else. But honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. I have just under 50 pages left to read, so I figured I would do one last update before I finish. Okay, so a couple big reveals have happened, I think, since I talked to you guys last. Number one, we find out that Tyler and Scarlett's father was captured. I think that might have been mentioned already, but anyway, he was captured for a while, and it turns out that the two of them are actually part Sildrathi, and that is the reason why Tyler is able to communicate with Sadie without actually talking. They can speak to each other through in their minds. I don't know if I talked about that at all, but when they were working together, that's how they were communicating. So, you know, the people watching them didn't know. And then it's also revealed that the Star Slayer is actually Sadie and Cal's father, and of course Cal didn't tell anybody, and of course that reveal causes a lot of problems. With that lie being finally revealed, Aurora decides to burn up all her last ties to who she is, and that gives her the ultimate power or whatever she needs to wield the weapon to get rid of the Raham. I think I did not mention this, but it was also revealed that Cal's father, which, like I said, who is the Star Slayer, was actually also another trigger that was activated a while ago. I have just gotten to the point where she gets to the weapon and confronts Cal's dad about him not sticking with the plan of killing off the Raham. So like I said, I have just under 50 pages left to go in this, so I'm gonna keep reading and see what happens. And I'm gonna be upset because I know how these two authors like to work, and it's gonna leave on a really big cliffhanger. I just finished this. I need to go get my cover before I do the actual review portion of this video. But can I say I hate these authors so much? Kind of wish I would have just waited until the next book comes out, because I think this is going to end up being a trilogy. I'm not completely sure on that. Why did these authors do this? Okay, I don't know how to feel. I think this is one of the biggest cliffhangers ever, because of course at the end of this book we don't know where any of the characters are. There is a possibility that at least a few of them are dead. I doubt it, just because, like I said before, this is a YA novel, so I don't think that they're gonna kill them all. I'm gonna go get the cover and try to get my thoughts together, and then I'm gonna come back and talk more and wrap up. I'm in my feels right now, because really. Okay, where do I even start? This is what I'm looking for. I love the characters. No one is perfect, but they all, like I said, they all grow and they come together and they have their purpose individually, which contributes to the group. However, these authors are terrible because they always put our characters in these situations. Now, I will say one thing that's different from their first series together. If you've read Illuminate and you didn't really like how pretty much the main characters were, for the most part, safe, they would go through certain things, but you could kind of tell that they were safe in the end. I feel like that was kind of turned on its head, but I feel like they really took it to the next level in this book. If you're comparing their series, if you read the first book in Illuminate and you didn't really enjoy it, I would suggest you check out this one if you enjoy sci-fi, only because, like I said, they took this to another level. No one is really safe in this book. This is probably going to be a mess because I didn't give myself enough time to really sit and talk about this. As far as this book, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna most likely be giving this 5 stars. If you have watched this video all the way through, I know I didn't really talk too much about how I was feeling. I don't think I was just saying what was going on, but I was loving this. I honestly did not want to put it down. I had to force myself to stop to go to sleep, or else I probably would have just sat up and finished it all in one day. I love this. I love these two authors writing together, and I can't wait to see what they do with the next book in the series, and then whatever they decide to do together from that point on. Going on from this, as far as theories for the next book, just because this is YA, I have a feeling that probably all of these people are going to be safe. If not all, then most of them will be safe. Starting with Cal, I think he's okay. At least I think he's not dead. I think Ori might somehow gain this extra power, or because now she's fighting for love and not just cutting off all ties with who she is, that she's gonna somehow overpower the Star Slayer and save Cal. I think Finian, Scarlet, and Zila are okay. I think they're fine, and of course with the realization that Finn has by the end of this book, that he knows something. As far as the Star Slayer, I think he's gonna still be evil, and somehow they're gonna have to defeat him to be able to succeed at the rest of their goals. I think Tyler is not dead. Yeah, I said this is YA. I don't think Tyler's dead. I think Sadie's gonna come in at the last minute with one of the Sildrathi ships and save him before the missile hits him, because honestly, that's the only thing that makes sense. I have a weird feeling that some type of romance is gonna blossom between them. I know it's odd. I wouldn't be surprised though if it happens. Not saying that I want it to happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if that's the direction that it takes, especially after seeing Finian and Scarlet might also possibly have some type of romance. This didn't end up the way I expected. I thought Tyler was gonna get back to them by the end of this book, but obviously he didn't. But I think that Sadie is gonna save him, and then she's probably gonna realize that her father is crazy, or that she doesn't want to follow him because she does want to get rid of the Raham after learning what's going on or what they're trying to do. So I think she's going to team up with Squad 312, and they're all going to band together and go do whatever they need to defeat the Raham. Oh, you know what I just thought about? What if they kill Cal off and then Saidi will be his replacement in the group? That would suck, but I hope that doesn't happen. But that's another possibility. But yeah, I think as far as, I don't know which side has my room. As far as Aurora Burning, I think that's all I have to say. I'm still an emotional mess about this, but I love these two authors' writing, and I can't wait to see what they do with book 3. If you read this book, let me know what you thought about it, and if you have any specific theories for book 3. That's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.